Hey everyone, for today's Vlogmas video I'm going to talk about my favourite skirt of 2025 and also show you some other makes I did at the Southern Social and a bit of fabric. So better crack on because I'm trying to keep these short for you because I know there's a lot of content out there to watch. It is rainy and horrid outside, but I couldn't stop thinking about them. I told myself I could only have these if I got rid of at least four other pairs of shoes, and you might be like, whoa, that's a lot. I have a lot of shoes, but I can't do a one in, one out. I have to do more than that, so I have to use out more than 4 pairs to go, because I have been dreaming about what they will go with. They are as lush as I thought they would be. I just been thinking about like skirts I could wear them with. Okay, I'm gonna go home, try them on in a bit, but hello if you're new, my name is Sam, I am Sequingirlie and you will find me creating all things colourful, joyful, comfortable. So today I want to tell you about my favourite skirt of 2025. I went into 2025 realising that I had little to no decent skirt patterns in my pattern collection. I tidied up my patterns, and so I started asking myself why hadn't I been sewing skirts, why wasn't I wearing skirts. If you want to know more about that, I will put a link here to a video where I sort of explored what was going on, and actually what I came to realise was I hadn't found a skirt slash underwear for the cooler weather combination that didn't feel uncomfortable around my waist. I'm quite a sensory clothes wearer in that where I've now got my lovely little menopause pooch, I don't want things cutting in like multiple layers above that. So if you've got your knickers, your tights, your skirt on, it's a lot going on. But thank you to one of my lovely viewers out there called Joe, who said to me, buy a size up in tights, and why I never thought of it, I don't know, but it's a great suggestion. And I've also realised if I've got boots on with socks, I don't always need tights on as well. So off I went to find some skirt patterns that would excite me, and one of the ones I found quite early on was the Henrietta Skirt by Spaghetti Western Sewing. And so I made it, and I made it back in March, and I made it out of a cotton slub, which was like a beautiful sort of multicolour checked. It reminded me of the very 1980s Marks and Spencer's, St Michael's at the time, sort of checked dresses and tops that they did, some of which I've found over my years of thrifting and now own, and I loved it. It was thick enough that it worked with tights, but also thin enough that I could wear it in the summer with like trainers. And so of course I then made another one, and I made a purple and blue plaid print, and this is sort of smooth on the outside and brushed fabric on the inside, so it is so snugly to wear. And I actually really liked dressing it down with a pair of trainers and a range of different tops, and both of those have been in really good rotation in my wardrobe. So I felt like I wanted to bring a third one to life. So as part of the Vlogmas series, I did an episode, which I will link up here, about sewing only from fabric in my stash and planning what I was going to do. And this was this gorgeous Liz Taylor fabric, which I'd bought from Sew Eco Fabrics. Well, I got a vision then that I wanted to also make a top. So I had a little search around, and I found out there's actually a coordinating fabric in the pattern series of what she released for the prints. And so, of course, that was it. I had it in my head and decided that the yoke would work perfectly in the coordinating fabric. And honestly, it really does. And so I used the slightly plainer version of the print for the yoke, which goes above the gathering, and then the gathered parts and the front panels in the striped fabric. It means I now have enough left that I'm going to make a top with the two fabrics. I'm not sure which top yet. Do let me know what you think, because I would really like some suggestions. I'm feeling sort of Edwardian mixed with Western vibes, so do let me know. Maybe like the yoke at the back could be cut on the diagonal with the stripe, and then sort of some sort of frill. Do make suggestions, because I want to sort of explore and say something slightly different maybe than what I've already done this year. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, so much so that I now have a vision of making a velvet one. Now this is something I bought last year, about this time last year, from Rainbow Fabrics. I think it's described as a silk velvet, so it looks like this on the back, and then on the front, from one angle it looks brown, but as you move it, you can see the sort of gold, like from the weave. And so I feel when you look at it, it has enough drape that what you've got to consider is how it will cope with the gathers. I think it could be really interesting because you'd see more of the gold with the gathers. So I think I'm going to do a test gather to look, because obviously it's not just a straight gather, it's a gather on a curve as well, so you don't want to be too bulky, but I really do feel that it could be just like that sort of, just fancy enough but not so fancy that you can't dress it down. And it's been sitting there for a year and I've been arming and ahhing about it. I did think about making some trousers, but maybe a tip for you when you're making the skirt: if you want a greater amount of gather, size up. But when you join the yoke to the gathered piece, you obviously have a seam allowance that removes sort of 2 centimetres. When you sew the front panel to that side panel, you will be left with a bit of front panel this long at the bottom. I think when she pattern designed it, she may have forgotten to take account of that seam allowance. Every single one I've made has had that happen, and so I just think it might be a slight design error. The first time it happened, I thought I'd cut it wrong. Also the waistband is an integral part of the top of the skirt. If you prefer it a bit longer, you could add your own waistband on, or you could cut it down a smidge and then put a waistband on if you like that slightly more definition. Or you can top stitch on the elastic once it's in, because then it gives you that slight definition. You might like that smoother line, but if you want a bit more definition, you could do a bit of top stitching. It's funny how an integrated waistband and an attached one can look quite different when it's only really like one extra seam, because you've got the fold down and the stitch. So there you go. One of my top shops of the year, and has been for the last few years, is Sew Me Sunshine, and recently she had sort of a sale on for a bit, so I always like to have a look, and I spotted this fabric, and I'm really sorry but it was the last metre. So let's make sure we get the print up the right way. How glorious is that? I think there might be some of the blue colour left. If you're trying to find it somewhere else, I'll tell you what the selvage says. It's a poppy fabric print. I saw the selvage, here we go. It's poppy fabric and it says forest animals. So if you're trying to find it, and it's 0646, so I'll put this on here. It's a poppy fabric digital collection. So yeah, sorry, I know it's annoying. Oh, it's even got washing instructions there. I know it's annoying when I do that, but how could I not? And then the coordinating for the sleeves, so I was thinking this on the body and this on the sleeves, or the other way around. So do let me know what you think. And I have to say, of all the double gauzes I've bought from different places, the Sew Me Sunshine double gauze is the best. So I've got pistachio, which I think goes beautifully with plum. It's a new colour combo that I'm thinking of trying. And somebody said to me the other day, oh, I didn't really think double gauze varied. Yes, it does, because the depth of the weave. So the Sew Me Sunshine ones, it's much softer, and the weave is a bit firmer, which means it doesn't get so baggy over time, which double gauze can do. I have bought dead stock double gauze from other places. I use that because I'm not really convinced that they are, and they've been really quite loose weave and it's quite rough. So if you're looking for a nice quality double gauze, I've bought this one. I've had the pumpkin spice, navy from them, black. The quality is consistently really good, and it does make a difference with double gauze. I really think it does. So that is my favourite skirt pattern of the year. If you want to hear some more skirt suggestions, I'm going to link up here right now a video I did about skirts and one that I designed, like pattern drafted myself, that you could do. I show you how to do it, and I added Gauze in as well, because yeah, this year has been a much better year for sort of skirts in my wardrobe. I will catch you again tomorrow for another Vlogmas episode. Thank you for watching.